right, everybody. I want to talk about body shapes and body types, and I'm going to just go ahead. Is that good, bro?
I'm intrigued.
So, check this out. So, up at the top, we have body shapes. Triangle, inverted triangle, rectangle, oval, hourglass. This I like. This holds true. There are definitely, especially women, shaped more like these things. Okay?
Yeah.
Again,
I don't know. What are you looking for, man? I don't mind the triangle. I like the thicker legs and booty. Or hourglass, definitely. I mean,
yeah,
rectangle. I don't know.
I don't really mind. I don't really mind any of them, to be honest with you. I really don't. But so obviously you can see there's a shape difference between all of them. Obviously, it's obvious. Then they bring guys down here, and then again, I don't know if any of you have heard of this, but it goes ectomorph, mesomorph, endomorph used to be body types that trainers and doctors and everybody trying to sell something would use to try to sell you to train and eat for your body type. Now, there are definitely people shaped differently. I 100% agree. I know people who have been are shaped by all that. I tend to be in the middle when I have very low body fat. Again, that doesn't necessarily mean you're huge. That just means that you have more of a wide look. But you have to have very low body fat to do that. Most people fall into the ectomorph and endomorph, probably. But
oh yeah,
again, that's if we still went by all this. What they've done with studies and stuff now, that's BS. That doesn't mean anything to the way you should eat or train. It just kind of means, okay, you kind of look that way if you want to tell somebody, but other than that, it's worthless. And now that there's studies that have been put out that have are showing that now. So I'm saying, okay, if that's the case, why don't we just eat for what our body likes and is nutritious and train the way our body likes to move so we don't hurt ourselves and so we can excel at whatever we do without worrying about hurting ourselves, especially as we age, and take care of the mental aspect of it a little too, which is the biggest problem with anyone starting anything, is this. This is the problem. You will second guess it. You will talk yourself out of it. You will put it off. You know, everything starts on a Monday. Wasn't that a book or something? I think that was a book. Everything starts on a Monday. Well, that's everybody's thing. I'm going to have a good weekend, then I'm going to start on a Monday. I mean, we both said that about something in our life at one time or another, what we were eating. Let's just have a good time this weekend. I'm having a birthday party. I'm doing this or whatever. And then I'm going to start. And then
it was a book by Joey Bafangul.
Yeah, dude. He had other good ones too. He had that. It was kind of like Where's Waldo? It was called I'm Over Here.
I'm over here now.
Yeah, you didn't hear? I'm over here now.
So I think we should just throw away that as far as it comes to eating and training. Okay? I think it holds true visually. You look more like a rectangle. You look more like an hourglass. Other than that, I think every person first has to figure out why they're not doing anything. If you don't get past that, or at least see the importance of what you need to do, so you'll do it, you're never going to do it. You're never going to do it. You may do it for a little bit to appease a trainer or to appease a doctor or something like that, but you're not going to stick with it. You're just not. You either love it or hate it. It's if you'll deal with it because you know it'll benefit you, even though you hate it, or you're not going to do it because you hate it. So there's really three camps. You're either in those. So how do we get the people? Because everything we're doing, and again, I'd like your input on this. Everything we're doing, as far as there's more gyms than ever than before. There's more access to information. Dude, I can't scroll through Facebook. And again, I run a training business, so I'm looking at fitness and following fitness stuff. So it's coming up. The algorithm's putting constant things trying to sell this program or that program. But to me, it all looks like the same shit. It's cookie cutter shit, and people trying to make a buck off somebody who doesn't know any better. But it's not going to benefit them. Sure, you could say microscopically that if they're sitting on their ass all day and then they do something, that it's better than them sitting on their ass all day. But I would fight against that and say, well, if they've been sitting on their ass all day and they get up and try to do something they're not ready for, they're going to hurt themselves. And guess what that's going to do? Then you're going to sit on your ass for 6 months, 2 months, 3 months, depending on how bad they hurt themselves.
And then you'll balloon up nicely.
Right. I mean, what are your thoughts on it? Again, you're someone who likes to work out and knows the benefit of it and all that. So not coming from a perspective of you, but someone you may know that exercise and a little better eating would probably change their lives around.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to get up and move. You can't fucking sit on your ass. Of course not. But everybody's got a gimmick these days. They're all trying to sell it.
Yep. If there's a buyer, they'll sell it. And again,
Right.
You could get people sometimes as far as having them see you once a week as a trader. Okay, that's a big step. You're making the commitment. You're paying for sessions, and you're coming once a week for an hour. That's awesome. But then you'll have those people that just come for the hour. And again, that's where they're at right now. But they'll just come for the hour. They will not do anything outside of that at home. They won't do anything. So how do you get them to do something? That's the key. And that's what this program is going to address. How do we go about meeting somebody where they're at and getting them to progress mentally to a point where I'm ready to take that next step, which for me or you would be planning for Monday, and that would be it. But for somebody who's not into it, coming up with a workout plan and eating better is overwhelming. And then having to be consistent at it.
Yeah.
And depending on what your social circle's like, if you don't have good support, forget it. You can have a little bit of knowledge and really good support and get pretty far. But if you have a little bit of knowledge and no support, you're not going anywhere. The support is really important for that, to be consistent. You got a bunch of people living different kind of lifestyles than you, and they don't support your lifestyle as far as what you're eating, then it's probably not going to work for you real well. It's going to be hard. But, I mean, that doesn't mean you shouldn't try. Of course you should try. And that's why I think this program is going to address that and get people to take that first step and then convince them for the second and third. And then by that fourth step, you're ready to start talking about, okay, like, you've been moving a little bit more. How's your body been feeling? Let's talk about pain. Let's talk about this. So let's start addressing those things, because that's something you're going to feel now. Hey, I've been moving more, and now I'm getting pain and tightness up here. Hey, I've been moving more, and now my knee, I'm getting this pain in the front by the patella, or I'm getting this pain on the outside. Or you come to me with that pain. So you're already past step one. You don't have to do the convincing to get to the point where you're like, okay, I move already. I have hurt. What's the next step? And that would be part two. Part two would be where we address that part of your body. Let's get you moving better, waking up things that haven't been moving for like 30 years. Let's get you being able to move in the basic ways a human body can move, which is push, pull, squat, hinge or deadlift, lunge, and carry. Every human, no matter what age, gender, or anything else, should be able to do that. Unless, obviously, there's a medical issue, a diagnosed medical issue. That's different. But if you're just a person, you should be able to do it with no problem. And that's what the second part will address. And then once you're moving better and you're seeing that benefit, because you will get benefit from that. Once you get that benefit from moving more, then we address your inside. What are you eating? Okay, how's it affecting your body? Maybe you need to cut certain things out. Maybe we keep certain things. I'm not saying garbage. You're not cutting out garbage. I'm talking about cutting out things your body doesn't jive with. Cut that out. And then you make those, condolences or whatever you want to call it. If you want to eat those things later on, if you love it that much, you deal with the aftermath of it. If it's diarrhea, gas, whatever. But at least you know you have that power. And you can make the right decisions, where then your body's not full of inflammation anymore. Your body's digesting food efficiently and properly, because it doesn't matter what you throw down your stomach, down your gullet. Again, it doesn't mean your body's going to digest it. Plenty of food comes out undigested. You just don't. A lot of people don't look at their crap and don't even realize it. As long as it's not water, diarrhea, or you're not feeling sick, a lot of people don't look at their shit. But that's things that are addressed. And when you're digesting more and you're getting the benefits of food more, you're going to feel different, because most likely you're lacking in stuff. And you're not going to be inflamed anymore. You're not going to feel bloated and all that. And when you put those three things together, then, dude, your body becomes rebalanced. Again, you're not a power lifter, a bodybuilder. We're not talking about any of that. Going into Pilates or yoga. We're just balancing out your body. And if you want to stay there, at least you know you're not going to hurt yourself when you're 70, 80, 90. You'll be able to move and take care of yourself. And if you did fall, you would be able to get off the ground and be comfortable on the ground as a 70, 80, 90-year-old. That much you'll have by being balanced. You'll be able to eat and not feel sick. Your immune system will be more efficient because your gut will be healthy.
It's tied to your immune system,
100%. And if you then, and again, you have the power to make those things where if you want to have something you know is going to fuck with you, have it every now and then when you want it, or have it once a month, 2 months, whatever. That's in your power then. If you do it once in a while, your body will recover from it fairly quickly. 24, 48 hours, you're not going to have inflammation past that if you're just having a meal of it or something. And so I feel if regular people, again, not people who are already killing it at the gym, trying to get as big as possible, I'm not talking to any of them. I feel they may benefit from a piece of this program. But again, I'm not talking to you. I'm trying to get people who are walking around in pain, walking around with all these issues, and are going to the wrong people for it. I want to give them, and don't have thousands of dollars to sometimes see specialists and do all these things. Something they can do from home if they have to, for a little bit of an investment, not huge, nothing near any of the other options. And then after that, you have the power to either stick with the program if you need that, or you're good and go somewhere else, and maybe you use me to move on from there. I don't know. That's the beauty of it. This program just gets you good. And that's where everybody wants, that's where most people want to be that don't love working out. They would like to just be a person that doesn't get sick all the time, isn't in chronic pain all the time, sleeps well, doesn't feel like shit after they eat food. I mean, that's everybody, right? For the most part. So I just think, I mean, I would have imagined, but whatever, to each their own. But so I know I just went off on a rant. It was almost like a freaking infomercial. I'm sorry to everybody if I bored you, but I mean, I think Tom, wrapping up here, I think I made sense. What are your thoughts on some of the things I said?
Well, yeah, people have to learn to move, basically, get back to basics and rudiments, and start moving properly, and eating properly is a big part of that, your gut bacteria and everything. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
but you have to start from the bottom. You have to build the foundation properly,
right?
And nobody has a if you don't have a foundation to start from, You can't just jump into these fad diets or these fad workouts or these fad trainers and expect to get anywhere. That's really going to stay consistent. You're not going to stay consistent with it. You'll fall
Right.
off, and the weight will come back, and you'll get unmotivated. And another thing is like that people have to understand too is like most people can say like, I'm just going to take your advice and just do it on my own. But one thing I noticed for me is, especially if I don't, it's very hard for me to work out, and most people to work out at home because it's your comfort zone. Once you get
Yeah.
home, it's so easy to just find 20 other million things to do. Clean the house, fucking do your laundry, fucking lay on the couch. Oh shit, I want to watch the rest of that TV show. Listen to the rest of that podcast. Like before you know it, you're just like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do it another day. And then those days start piling up, and then you realize you're not putting the time into you, not putting the time into yourself. Like my job is pretty active. I'm walking a lot. I get a lot of steps every day. Close to 10,000 steps every day on a busy day, maybe even more. So, it's like it's different. But for some people that are just a lot more sedentary at work and then come home and are more sedentary, this is what we're talking about. You have to be mobile. You have to be limber. But do it the right way. Otherwise, you're going to get old very quickly.
Yeah, and I'm going to end with this. I agree with you 100%. I'm going to end with this, and the inspiration for why I do what I do and why I made this program. And it's going to be on a serious moment for a second. So, not long though, I promise. So, the reason I do this and why I want to make it, excuse me, more affordable and easier and more doable for regular people is because I had a mom who struggled with her weight a lot. And she had problems. She didn't walk good. She sat a lot, but she always would buy and again, there was no internet then. God forbid my mom was alive with the internet and a credit card. God help us all. It would have been horrible. So, but she would always buy those stupid things on infomercials and stuff. But it didn't make her use it. It didn't help anything. It just became something that collected dust when you went to visit. I'd see the next thing with a pile of dust on it. Or you hang clothes on it, or whatever. It just became part of the furniture. And it just didn't get used. And then she'd reach for the next thing, and people are still doing it. It's just at an accelerated rate now because of the internet. It's even worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a shame because the people that you're looking at with these bodies, 99% of them are on something, and it's not the thing they're trying to sell you. It really isn't. I mean, unless they're selling you supplements and you're on gear to support your organs and shit. Other than that, you don't need them. They're supposed to just supplement your diet. All right, I don't want to get into all that, but honestly, the reason I do this is because I come across all these people, and as a trainer, I've seen so many of people just like my mom who talk to me.
Yeah.
But they never continue. They never continue. And again, I've always tried to make it non-threatening and very comfortable for people coming to do this. I want them to feel more like they're coming to hang out with their buddy than to go to their trainer and do shit they don't want to do. They know they're going to come, they're going to laugh, and all that. And it's going to be a comfortable place. And sometimes it's an escape for somebody who has a busy life. You know? Sometimes that's their escape. To come, they don't have to worry about other... And being at the gym now, which I've never touched on, and maybe we'll touch on it in the podcast at some point, but just how stupid people are in the gym with filming people and accusing people of stuff. It was never like that. We didn't have to worry about that when we went to the gym. No. It wasn't a big deal. Any of it. So, maybe we'll get into that at some point, but... And you'd think that's making regular people even want to sign up to a gym anymore? Hell no. Hell no. That's turning them away even more. Like, so I'm going to sit there and try to work out. Either somebody's going to film me when I'm doing it wrong, or I'm going to turn to look and somebody's going to be filming and I'm going to get accused of being a creep or something else.
You're a creeper.
So regular people don't want to deal with it. So they're not even going to try and go. But I fully feel you don't need to go to a gym. If your goal is not bodybuilding or powerlifting or any kind of sport like that, you don't need a gym. You don't need it. So you can get so much done these days. Amazon has really opened up the world to people doing things from home, which are good. Some are very, very good. A lot of them are bad, but nobody should not be able to feel okay. Again, and some of this stuff will help some mental issues, some forms of depression. When you get vitamin levels right and your body's digesting nutrients correctly, it has shown to help with people with suicidal thoughts and stuff. They did a study or something, I think, with I want to say military or something, or
The gut,
I don't know.
the gut connection to the brain as well.
That's what I'm saying. So if you're deficient
Yeah,
in
the
D,
gut
again,
bacteria is tied. It's tied to that as well. Yeah, your gut bacteria affects your brain chemistry as well
Right.
as your immunity, as well as all that shit. Your everything. It's tied
and then
to
what do
fucking
people
everything.
do?
It's crazy.
What do people do? They run. First thing they want to do is take a medication or something, or a doctor immediately prescribes a medication, which is probably
Yeah, but
tearing up
meanwhile,
their
you're
gut.
not fucking eating. Yeah, meanwhile you're not eating right, and you're, binging on bullshit and binging on, McDonald's drive-through fucking comfort food, which is actually fueling the fire of depression and, fucked up thoughts and bad brain chemistry because it's tied to your fucked up gut. It
Yeah,
all goes back to the gut.
yeah, dude. And they've shown that with
It's
vitamin
crazy.
D
It's
levels,
fucking
with the
crazy.
brain, and vitamin D levels with the brain. It's no joke.
Oh yeah. And vitamin
no
D is
joke.
what else is it tied to? Oh, it's also tied to what? Immunity. Immune system.
And if you're not, you could take
Fucking
all the
crazy.
vitamin D pills in the world, and I'm going to wrap this up. If you could take all the vitamin D pills in the world, but if your body's not using it, you're literally pissing your money down the drain. Literally. So, I really hope you guys, if you liked that whole rant, this program, I'm working on it. I want it to be good. Tom's going to be going on it to some degree starting Monday. And I'm going to put him through it, and he's going to not treat me like I'm his friend. He's going to treat me like a client. He's already told me one part of it. He's like, pretty much go fuck yourself. I can't do that. So that's what I want, so I can change it up again, so anyone can do it. That's why I'm saying this program is for anyone. Nothing will stop you except you not wanting to change. That's the only thing that'll stop you. That I can't change. If you can at least say I need to change, but I do not know how, I can't help you. But if you at least know that you need to feel better, that's all you need to know. So, guys,